So just some of how you felt after Saturday's 7-6 overtime loss to the Raiders.
Frustrated, I think. Especially that, having now had a few days to digest it and watch the video back, we were good enough to win and should have won, based on chances and sort of possession and control of the game. I thought certainly in the last 40 minutes we were really good. Opening couple of minutes we were really good. Just kicking ourselves really because defensively, as a group, not the team, as a group, we weren't good enough. I think I mentioned that in the post-game interview at the time. Like some of the goals we give up are just wild, and we talk about this a lot, but we actually do a lot of good things. We've watched back the video this week. We've done some video meetings. There's a lot to be positive about. We had a lot of energy, a lot of ozone control. It's the most shot attempts we've had on goal in the game, the most grade A's we've had in a game. Felt like we could score 10. But we've got to find a way not to concede 7. So it's tough. It's frustrating because I think we lose a point rather than gain a point there.
Looking at the stats in the league, we've faced more shots than anybody else in the league. Is that something that you're looking at? Something that you're trying to work out how to quell?
Yeah, I think we have to. I mean, we looked at it last year and it was the same. Yeah, there's some things that have to change. And it starts with practice. It starts with our structure. It starts with our energy and our kind of buy into our structure. So I feel like it's getting better, and I think Saturday was actually a step in the right direction. As much as we give up 7, the chances we give up, some of them are just turnovers and off the rush and kind of breakaways rather than extended periods of play where we were camped in. We didn't really have any of those. If anything, the flip side, we had some of the best offensive time, but we can't, that's some of the stuff we've looked at this week. We can't have those spells of offensive time, 20, 30 seconds, and then just give up a crazy chance going the other way. And that's kind of what happened Saturday a little bit. So, we do have to look at the structure, and we do have to look at our responsibility, and, we have to look at video and hold ourselves accountable. We've been doing that quite a bit this week. So, hopefully it's something that we slowly work on here.
Saturdays with us as a whole, they a really good start, and they've, I don't want to say slowed down. They've not played quite as many games, so they've slid down the table less performance-wise or results-wise. What are you expecting from the Seahawks?
They put together a good roster. I think we saw that in the summer. The one thing they managed to do is they've managed to bring back a ton of experience. They're hardworking, they're gritty. They've got some big bodies, certainly on the back end. They're pretty big, so they're going to be disciplined. They're going to be structured. I think they're going to battle and compete in the tough areas. I think it's going to be hard for us in certain areas, especially on the smaller ice. Their imports. We've seen Svek. There's an import there, one of, if not the best shot in the league. So you kind of give him too much time and space, and you're going to get punished. But yeah, they've had a hot start. Okay, it's kind of quieting off a little bit, but I think they're a team that everyone's kind of talked about being top 6, if not top 4 this year, and certainly the way they've started the show, they're more than capable.
Again, looking at numbers, maybe their weakness is their penalty kill. Is that something that you're looking at? You've looked at already to maybe try and find a way through them?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of the part of the process we're coaching every week. I sit down, the first couple of days we're kind of looking back at our weekend and reviewing our games, and then the second half of the week we start ramping up and looking at what we're going to expect. And with only facing one team this weekend, all the emphasis is on looking at their video and kind of what their traits and their style of play, and how we're going to find a way to kind of set ourselves up to get the most success against it. So special teams is obviously big. Thursday night, practice, we're looking at what we're going to do. We're kind of looking at what we're going to expect them to bring, and trying to find a way, like you said, to make sure that comes Saturday night, so we have some success. And if we're going to get off the spot we are, like, special teams are going to be a huge part of that. We're kind of taking pride in special teams, and I think they're not bad right now. They're not where we want them to be, but they're also they're not off the pace. So some work tonight, and then hopefully in the weekend we can find a way to expose that.
And as mentioned, obviously the tragic news about Adam Johnson over the weekend, and the league have mandated the net guards from the beginning of the year. How far along are you in that process of procuring those, and how many guys were going to make that decision anyway?
Yeah, I think first and foremost, we're obviously shocked and saddened by what happened on Saturday night, as the whole hockey community in the UK and worldwide, has been by what happened. Obviously a terrible accident, and our condolences as a club go out to Adam Johnson's close friends and family, as well as the staff and supporters from both teams who were there that night. The one thing it has done is kind of obviously started a massive kickstart in terms of the review of the net guards, and I think the governing bodies have been quick to make the right move. In terms of that is now going to become mandatory, once enough stock, because obviously the biggest issue teams have now is that every team's scrambling to try and get enough net guards to protect their players. So, we've been fortunate enough that one of the equipment suppliers managed to get us an order this week that, as we speak here on Thursday, we have it. It's on the way to the rink right now. So, from practice tonight, every guy on our team will be wearing neck guards. We've made it clear that that's going to be a league mandate, but our club standpoint is going to be that everyone's going to have to wear them at all times, practice, games. There's going to be zero tolerance on that, and that is about, we want to look after and protect our players. First and foremost, no one wants to see an accident like that happen again to any level of severity. So it's the right stance. The guys, I think, are all on board with that. I think they realise it's an important bit of kit that, going forward, I think we're going to see it come across worldwide eventually. I think you're going to see it become a mandatory bit of equipment. But we're happy that we'll have our guys protected this week.